Hello, this is the Timeless Tarot, and today's reading is going to be looking at the masculine energies for the month ahead. I know it's slightly after the start of the month, so possibly for the next 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, so I've laid out a spread, and at the bottom of the deck we have, you can see, actually the deck is wanting to split. So bottom of the deck we have got the Devil and the Four of Wands. Wow. This may not relate to all of you watching, but the Four of Wands is a twin flame energy, so this is talking about a very deep soul bond with somebody and the potential of twin flames. The Devil is an obsessive energy, and I would say that the twin flame energy in general is also obsessive. So let's see where we get to with these. Oh, and underneath the twin flame we have the Sun card, and I'm just going to take that as well. Oh my goodness, this deck is splitting like mad. So we've now got underneath the Five of Coins, the Two of Cups, and another one here. Two more, honestly. Right, now we've also got the Two of Swords and the Seven of Swords. So I'm just going to take all those cards that really wanted to be released from the bottom of the deck. That's quite a lot. Four of Wands, twin flame connection. Two of Cups, a true love connection. The Devil, obsessive energy. Probably not being able to stop thinking about somebody. And then we have the Sun, potential for great happiness with this connection, I think, is what it seems like. This was a secret connection, I think, and there was a choice made that has left you with nothing. That's what that seems like to me. Now that's very cut and dried, the way I've said it, and that's not necessarily the way it was for you or is, but you can't get away from the fact that we have got, even if this isn't a twin flame connection, the Four of Wands is a celebration. So this is great, and we have, hang on, let's get all of those together. I'll read the three good cards together first of all. So even if this was not a twin flame connection, it was a connection that held great promise, real promise for a very happy life, for everything you wanted in life, and a true partnership. The energy is obsessive, and that's what makes me feel like it definitely is a twin flame connection. Whether you're familiar with that phrase or not, it really speaks about a very strong soul bond that you can't remove yourself from, or even if you do remove yourself from it, it won't let you go. So you can take the partner out of the twin flame, but you can't take the twin flame out of the partner, sort of thing. So it just won't let you go. There's an element of it was secret, and that was a choice that was taken, and that choice to keep it secret has meant that you now no longer have it at all, and you're feeling seriously lacking. You're lacking the connection is what it feels like. Five of Coins is a card of lack. Seven of Swords is a card of secrecy and underhand dealings, really. It could have been an affair. It might have had to be secret for some reason, but what's happened since then, there's been a choice made either to sever the connection or to step back from the connection, or maybe because you're feeling in lack, it could be that the other person stepped back and chose not to be in connection because they didn't want to be a secret. That's a possibility. Or you might have chosen not to be in connection because the secrecy was difficult for you. Yeah, I don't think either of you wanted it to be a secret. And yet to me, it feels like it couldn't flourish in the way it should. Because this obsessive energy, if the connection had been allowed to flourish in the way that you both wanted, we wouldn't be in an obsessive energy now, we'd be in the Sun energy. We're not in the Sun energy because this is at the bottom of the deck, so this is what is hidden. And so the connection, as good though it could have been, was not able to come about. And so that is what has borne out the obsessive energy that we're currently in. Yeah. Sorry, I'm dropping cards everywhere. It's just because there's quite a few here. Come out quite early. Most unusual. I'll just tell you a little bit about the bottom of the deck. The bottom of the deck is what is not obvious, is hidden, or needs to stay hidden in some cases. Sometimes it has to be hidden. We've got a lot of opposite energies here. The Five of Coins is having nothing that you want. The Sun is having everything that you want. So you could have had everything, but you've now got nothing. That's one opposition. We've also got the card of True Connection and the Devil. Now, if you had the true connection, you wouldn't have the obsessive energy. So you're in an obsessive energy because you have not got the true connection that you wanted from this partnership. So you're not happy. You don't have what you want. You don't have the connection you want. You don't have the happiness you want. And you can't stop thinking about the other person. This is sad, really, because it was a perfect connection, or it should have been. The real problem here is the Seven of Swords and the Two of Swords. These are the cards that have caused the problem. These are the key to the whole situation. There was something about the connection was secret, and somebody chose not to be in the connection anymore. It may have been you, it may have been the other person, but somebody chose to disconnect, because the swords are always cards of disconnecting, really. Well, there can be connection and reconnection. They're fast-moving energy, but in this case, the Two of Swords is a choice to disconnect because of the secret energy, I believe. Well, that's a big start, I have to say. I wasn't really expecting that. Right, so to the centre of the reading, the crux of the matter is you are a masculine in your best energy. Now, this is a good place to find yourself, at the centre, in your own abundant energy, if you like. The King of Coins is the king of money, for want of a better way of putting it. So you may have been working on your own wealth, health, or worth, or all three. And you might have been wanting to develop that side of yourself, but what is cutting across that and preventing you from coming fully into the energy you want to be in is the Knave of Cups. Now, this is a love letter or an apology. In order to get into your best energy, you need to make an apology. There's something about the choice here and the Knave of Cups. You can choose to reconnect, I think, if you want to. Now, if that's the case, why wouldn't you do it? If you're feeling like you've missed out on a really great connection because of something that was secret to do with it, and you've been cut off and you're unhappy, why would you not try and reconnect? And also that's strange, because actually reconnecting, it feels like, would get you back into your best energy. So maybe you've really struggled without the other person in your life. Perhaps you're struggling to find your best energy without them. Now, that's a possibility, because the King of Coins and the Five of Coins are very, very opposite energies. Very, very much so. And so perhaps you are struggling to feel in your best energy without the person that you had the very strong soul connection to. Without this person, without the person that you can't stop thinking about. Yeah, I think so. So if you can't be in your best energy, why have you not tried to reconnect? That's the big question here, because this is saying that all that's stopping you is an apology or a love letter. That's very clear to me. So why would that be preventing you? Maybe the other person cut you off and said, that's it, I never want to hear from you again. But I don't think that's likely, not with a twin flame connection anyway. So why do we have the Knave of Cups crossing the King of Coins? Right, well, we've got 3 cards here. There's a lot of cards wanting to come out in this reading. We've got the Tower, that's some sort of disaster or drama or upset. We've got the Ten of Wands, which is coming to the end, feeling like you can't go on with a situation. And we got the Five of Wands, which is to do with other people getting in the way. So probably due to the fact that other people were getting in the way, maybe that's why it had to be secret. Maybe if the other people found out about it, it could cause a disaster, in your opinion, or some sort of major upset. Maybe it would cause the end of a way of being or living, because this is an ending. Yeah, so this is why you're not in your best energy. And that is born out of the fact that it had to be secret because other people would not like it. And it felt like it could all be a disaster. Well, if that's the case, I think that feeling is ending. I wonder if, you see, this energy to me feels old. And this is right at the centre of the reading. So maybe this is how you felt in the past when you disconnected. When the disconnection came about, perhaps when the choice was made to disconnect or to no longer reconnect, when that choice was made, maybe it felt like that was for the best, because otherwise there would be a disaster which was linked in with other people. I think so. But I'm now wondering if that is an old energy that you are ridding yourself of. Perhaps you're having a rethink about this, which is why it feels like you should be making some sort of reconnection or communication, because that's an old energy. Maybe it did feel like it had to be secret because of other people wouldn't like it. And maybe it did feel like if other people found out, it would create some sort of problem. I think so. But now it feels like either you don't care about that, or you've reached the end of that, or something has changed, which is now making you feel like that is no longer relevant. And so you are free to reconnect. Interesting. If you're free to reconnect, I wonder if that's a fairly new feeling, which is why you haven't done the reconnecting yet. It could be a new feeling. I think so. I think that feeling of everything being a disaster if it was found out is an old energy. And I think the new energy is one where you really want to reconnect. I also feel like that you may have really stepped up into a more mature energy in order to reconnect. Well, perhaps the disconnection meant that you've had to reassess your whole life and it's made you mature quite quickly because you want to reconnect and you had to get your life in order first. Possibly. Maybe you were a bit flaky in the past. Let's park that for now and go to the crowning position. On the face of things, what is obvious to you at the very least is that you are cutting yourself off. This is the King of Swords. This is clear thinking. You've definitely stepped up into some sort of more mature energy. Different from the past, I would say. Because in the past, it seems like you were a boy. Or this is a very young energy. King of Swords is really very opposite to the Knave of Wands. This is a very mature, grown-up, determined, insightful, clear thinking, calculated energy. Very adult energy. And this really is the energy of a child. So there's been some real maturing going on, I think. And it could have started about money, actually. It might have been that you had to get your finances in order first, because we had the King of Pentacles at the centre. And I think trying to get your finances in order was like the first step along the way to not caring what other people think. Or maybe it just made you feel more mature. I don't know. Something like that. Let's get a clarifier for the King of Swords. King of Cups, yeah. I know why this is. This is because you're in love. I think you're absolutely in love. And this is where we were at the start. This true connection that you had and that you've lost. And everything you're doing now is centred around this feeling of being in love and having to change everything. It feels like you're having to change everything. And I think on some levels it's been conscious. I think the money thing has been conscious. I don't think necessarily the clear thinking has been a conscious choice. I think that has just come along gradually. I think you know you're in love now. I think before, I don't think you really knew what it was, because you had this obsessive energy and it wasn't leaving you. And it could even have been a little while ago. But the strength of the connection that you had in the past is just not going. It won't leave you, is what it feels like. And actually, in those terms, if that is the case, if the energy won't leave, then you can't stay in the obsessive energy forever. It'll drive you mad. You actually have to come back into connection, at the very least, to see where it can go. Yeah, I think so. And so that is good. Right, what's underneath, what's hidden or not obvious is, confusion. That has been going on for 2 years. I said I felt like this has been going on for a little while. So there's a 2-year cycle that you've been in that you want to change. Knight of Wands is the Knight of Action. What's hidden, what I mean by in the underneath position is other people don't really know about this. They don't know what state you've been in. I think you've been in a state of trying to work out what to do for a long time and not doing it, because this has been going on for 2 years, but you're now in a state of wanting to make a change. That's what it feels like. It could also be that the whole thing started as a bit of fun, I think. The Knight of Wands is around for a good time, not a long time. And I think maybe you didn't take it seriously at first. I think you're definitely taking it seriously now. This is very much a serious connection, and you know that now. In the past, we have the Knave of Wands. I mean, this is communication, good news really, should be. In the past, you had some good news. Well, you could have had good news about anything in the past, but I wonder if maybe, I think I said this before, that maybe there was some communication in the past. Perhaps your person told you how they felt and you didn't act on it. I think so. And so the whole thing collapsed or phased out or fizzled out, or they stepped back and you didn't step forward, something like that. Well, in the future position, we have the Ace of Swords, which is clarity and victory. Let's see, why do we have the Knave of Wands in the past? Three of Cups. In the past, you used to be happy. Think in a way as well, if you did receive communication from the other person telling you how they felt and you chose not to act on it, I think that what was written in the communication you liked, but you chose not to deal with it. In the future, we have the Ace of Swords. Why do we have the Ace of Swords in the future? Two more cards. We have the Knave of Swords. This is communication. And Nine of Swords. So to clarify the Sword of Victory, we have electronic communication coming in. And we also have the card of anxiety and stress, really. But, you know, if we add the Ace to the 9, then we get the 10 of Swords. That's like another ending. And so actually, the situation that you're currently in, where you feel like you haven't got what you want anymore, is going to end with communication. Well, it's... I'm not sure if communication will be coming in from your person. I think it's far more likely that you need to do the communicating yourself, is what it feels like. It feels like you had communication in the past. And it feels like you are considering making some sort of communication, making an apology or writing a love letter in the present. And in the future, there is communication coming in. Yeah, so I think that's... Well, I think this is all to do with you wanting to communicate. Maybe you feel like you can't. I mean, if you're unsure as to how the other person feels, I think it would still be worth making the effort to communicate, because otherwise you're going to stay in this energy of not having what you want and being obsessed about somebody that you can't have. So, I mean, that doesn't seem to me a very sensible place to stay. You know, it feels to me like you really do need to communicate. We've got communication, communication, communication. We have 3 cards of communication in the past, the present and the future. And we know that the past is stemming from about 2 years ago, because we had the 2 of Pentacles underpinning the whole thing. So if you've been in some sort of 2-year cycle, then I really think it's time you reconnected. In the personal position, we have the 9 of Cups. This is a card of wishes coming true. It's interesting. So there is a possibility of finding the connection that you want. You're just not in it. Well, not in it now, rather, because you've cancelled it. Why do we have the 9 of Cups in the personal position? Knight of Swords. Well, Knight of Swords is often looking for a fight. He's very fast-moving energy, very decisive, hasty. One would say, foolhardy almost. In a personal way, if you want your wishes to come true with some hasty action, then I would communicate. Wishes coming true in a personal way are to do with reconnection, I think. To me, it feels like you're gearing yourself up for a fight in order to get your wishes to come true. That's what it feels like. In the home position, Temperance is the card of balance. It's also an angel. Temperance in the home position, we have the Ace of Coins. Aces are divinely presented gifts from the universe. So at home, you've been given a gift, I think. I mean, in the future, you're already being gifted clarity. And at home, you're being gifted some money, which is going to help with the balance. No, I think actually what that's saying is that somebody is guiding you and you're being given a new opportunity here. This is in the home position. The Ace of Pentacles is often a new home. So you may have moved home. You may be given a sum of money in order to move home, or this can sometimes be an engagement. But because it's in the home position, I think perhaps you're moving home. And that in itself is going to provide greater balance, I think. I think it will help you think as well, because we've got a lot of cards of thinking here. We've got the King of Swords, we've got the Knight of Swords, the Knave of Swords, the Ace of Swords. This is all cards of thinking and strategizing and planning. And I think that is what you have been doing. And I think part of the business of working on finances was in order to get things organized to be able to move home. I think so. And that would give you a better, more stable base, perhaps, to approach the reconnection from, maybe. In the hopes and fears positions, 9 of Coins. 9 of Coins is the card of being single. This is better than just being single. This is being single with everything you want, really. Having worked hard to get yourself in a good position. Yes, you're single, but you've probably got a nice house and you've probably got enough money. So it's more about hoping to get yourself in a more stable footing, I think, in order to reconnect. I think so anyway. Let's have a clarifier. Yeah, so this is about trying to get yourself into a better footing for the future. Hoping to get all of your affairs in order, your money sorted, your home sorted, all of those things in order to be able to make a really solid offer, I think, to give yourself the future that you want. Nice home and money and stability and love, actually. This is the card of getting everything you could ever want in life. And so you're hoping that you've put yourself on a good footing in order to get everything that you want in life. And I think that's to do with bringing in this reconnection. In the outcome position, we have the Queen of Swords. So this could refer to an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, feminine. So it could be that this is the person that you've been dealing with or waiting for or longing for. Or it could be that, well, this is of course partnership, because we have the King of Swords already for the Queen of Swords. So this is very much about keeping your focus on what you want in life, really. The clarity is here and now you know where you're going, I think. To go with the Queen of Swords, we also have 3 of Wands, which is a card of possibilities and weighing up your options and looking to the future, and the Death card, which is monumental change. So if I read these 3 together, it feels to me like you've either already cut yourself off from an area of life, or you're cutting yourself off from an area of your life in order to bring about a big change, which is to do with the future that you want. And I think that's to do with reconnecting with the person that you can't stop thinking about, I believe. Is there anything else we need to know? Oh, the Star and the Chariot, wow. What a powerful ending. The Star is wishes coming true and the Chariot is preparing to get what you want, preparing to make changes. So this is getting ready to move, and this is getting everything that you want. And if we combine that with Death, as Death and the Queen of Swords as well, and the 3 of Wands. So if I read those 5 cards together, cutting yourself off from part of your life that didn't work in order to move things forward is a huge change. It is a huge change, but in order to move things forward to where you want to be, where you can have all your wishes coming true, where you can plan for the future you want, in order to do that, you have to first put your plan in action. And I think this is what's happened now. I think, as I said earlier on, you'd reached the end here of the obsessive thinking that you can't continue that anymore. And it's time to be making connection. I think the Chariot is very much a guided energy. And so you're being pushed into this course of action. And that is the way to get your wishes coming true. Don't forget, at the start, we started with the Four of Wands and the Two of Cups and the Sun. Now, the Sun is the most positive card in the deck. And if you combine it with the Four of Wands and the Two of Cups and the Star, I mean, honestly, this partnership just has to come back. There is no other way of looking at it. It's going to provide you with everything that you want, and it has to come back into being. It absolutely has to. Which is why across the centre of the spread we have 3 pages, because they are talking about you communicating with the person that you can't stop thinking about. I just want to see if there's anything else we need to know. Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune's been very prominent in my readings recently, and I think for a lot of people, life has been on pause, or it has felt like things have been going backwards for you. Things are now moving forwards, and a fortunate energy is now moving for you, where you're going to get what you want in the future. So I'm really delighted about that. You can have what you want in the future. You can have your wishes come true. The Wheel of Fortune is now going for you, not against you, but you still have got to make communication yourself. And it looks to me like you are definitely going to do that. What a powerful reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe so that I can read your energy more easily, which will help me to do more accurate readings for you in the future. If you would like a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. But until the next time, this has been the Timeless Tarot. Goodbye.